You're welcomed by the USU software team. We're engaged in the development of specialized software. We are happy to present to your attention a new generation program for logistics and freight forwarding companies. Our program is universal. It is suitable for both full freight accounting and freight consolidation. Applications can be registered both for road and air, rail, and even combined transportation, when the freight is partially transported by one type of transport and then by the other. Our software can work successfully in a small organization on a simple laptop, or in large companies combined into a single structure as a whole network of offices scattered in different cities and countries. The program is launched with a shortcut on your desktop. Then a login window appears. Each user works under an individual login, which is password protected. Also, each employee can have individual access rights, so that he or she can't see unnecessary information. We will enter the program under the main role to see all the functionality. Please note that at the first launch a window appears, where you select the design of the program. You can work in the interface you like to get even more pleasure from working in our program. You choose from a variety of beautiful designs. And in the center of the main window, you can place the logo of your organization to create a unified corporate style. So, where does the work in the program begin? Please pay attention to the main menu, which is located on the left. We wanted to make the program as simple as possible, so the menu consists of only 3 items: modules, directories, and reports. To start working, you just need to fill in the directories. The settings are located here. In the Money folder, you specify the currencies you will work with and supported payment methods. In the Clients folder, you set up groups into which you will divide your counterparties so that you can immediately see ordinary, problematic, or WIP clients. In the Organization folder, you list your branches and employees. In the Notifications folder, you configure templates for various notifications for your clients or representatives. The program USU software uses the most advanced technologies. You can notify customers about various promotions, cargo transportation, or new directions using as many as 4 types of modern notification methods: email, SMS, Viber, and a voice call. Oh yes, you have heard it right. Our program will even call the necessary customers and speak on behalf of your organization to provide any important information. It is possible to send both mass messages and individual notifications to certain customers. Let's return to the settings. In the Rates folder, you can fill in your rates. And in the Storage folder, you specify, if necessary, the places for storage so that you can quickly find the desired cargo. And that's it! As you can see for yourself, you can quickly go to the main day-to-day work using our program. The main work is done on the Requests module. When we entered the directories, we immediately got the data. Here, however, first comes the search, because the modules are large accounting blocks. For example, over the years you will accumulate an incredible amount of applications, which we sincerely wish to happen. And it is with the help of the search that you can always easily find any application in the archive, by branch, certain employee, execution stage, unique number, or registration date. You can also display the entire history of orders for the desired client. Let's search by date. We see that we don't have any records yet for today. To add a new request, right-click on the mouse and select Add. Please note that you can register not only the applications that have already been sent to be processed, but also the usual requests when people call to just find out the cost of delivery of such cargo from one settlement to another. In this case, you have the opportunity to see your conversion in a special report. That means what percentage of those who applied later made an order. But even when the client matures, makes a decision, you just fill in the missing information and quickly send the previously added preliminary application to work. Let's now enter an order, which will then go to work. To do this, we just fill in some data. Let's specify, for example, road transportation, with consolidation or not, whether it is a delivery to the door, and if it will be necessary to make a pickup for further transportation. Next, the client is selected from a single database. That means that if he or she has used your services before, you will not need to enter him or her a second time. You just quickly find clients by first letters of their names. And if a request from a new client is registered, we can easily add the client in a way we already know, with the right button and the command add. You can specify for each client name, contact information, location, and requisite details. You can additionally list employees with their contact details. Register the contract. You can even give us your contact template in Microsoft Word format, and we will make it filled in by the program automatically. This will save your employees a lot of time. You can attach scanned copies of any documents, for example, passports if it is a customer, or constituent documents if we add a transport operator. Our program is based on the principle of CRM, Customer and Relationship Accounting System, so we can even mark all the planned and completed work for each client. This is very convenient, both for employees not to forget anything, and the manager to control everything and to distribute the tasks from the top, not just in words, but in the program, to better track the deadlines and unfulfilled work. And even new employees will find it convenient. They will be able to quickly get the hang of things because it is written in detail about each client. Now let's get back to where we started. We quickly added a new client to forward the information into the application for transportation request. Then we fill in who will pay and in what amount, transportation type, from where and to where the cargo is sent, and then the information about the name of the cargo, nature, and its cost is filled in. This is how quickly an application is filled in, and if a client transports goods to the same destinations, our highly intelligent system helps your manager to fill in the request even faster. He or she will not have to enter information, but simply chooses from the previously entered values. Please note that our program is aimed at increasing not only the productivity, but also the efficiency of your staff. When you add a new application or at any other important moment, notifications may pop up to all interested parties, so that they can respond immediately to an important event. For example, as now, on adding a new application. Now that the order is added, which is done in the tab at the top, we work with the tabs at the bottom. First of all, we list the places and the cargo to be moved according to the order. At this point, the price is calculated automatically and submitted to the order. If necessary, you can specify for what a client can be charged additionally, for example, for cargo escort. When you receive the payment, you can mark it on the special tab Payment. In addition, you can specify transit cities or transition stations for railway transportation. Our program provides accurate accounting and control not only for finances but also for all documents. You can check whether all documents have been generated or received, and whether you have received scanned copies or original documents. All scanned copies can even be attached to the application, so that you have order and everything is in one place for each application. Moreover, in order to ensure the maximum speed of your staff for each application, the necessary documents will be automatically generated by the USU software. First of all, it will be possible to print out the transportation request. And for different types of applications, a unique form can be generated. For road transportation, the application will display information which will totally differ from rail or air transportation. Those requests which need to be picked up for further transportation will be automatically included in the list of cargo to be picked up. When the cargo is delivered to the departure warehouse, a label set can be printed for each cargo unit. And when the cargo is transported to its destination and it needs to be delivered to the client, you can also automatically generate a statement for delivery. Different documents can also be filled in during consolidation of cargoes. This is explained further. Now let's see how our professional program can help you to process a large number of applications quickly and easily. First of all, you have already seen that you can use the search to display the desired applications, for example, those which are in the transportation warehouse. The second option is filtering. For found requests, you can make it so that there are only those that are going in one direction. All that remains is to highlight this request to quickly create a transportation using special actions. The transportation is created automatically, and you will see the selected requests in its structure. Please note that the applications themselves have changed their status and color at once, and now they have a loading plan. And then you can fill in the necessary information for new transportation. You specify transport operator, transport, driver, and the route. The transport and the driver are selected from the directories. If you work with regular transport operators or transport goods by your own transport, the values are quickly selected from the previously entered ones. The loading plan is easily printed on paper, listing all the applications included in the transportation and calculating the total weight and volume taken. Here you can also make mutual settlements with the transport operator, mark the amount to be paid and the amount already paid. As well as for each request, you can control all documents on transportation, attach scanned copies, mark the presence of originals. If your managers perform tracking and mark the location of the transportation, all locations of the cargo will be automatically sent into the application, and clients whose cargo is transported will receive SMS notifications about the position of their cargo. For each transport, you can see the stage: when the transport was loaded, when it departed, when it arrived at the destination, and when it was unloaded. During this time, both the color of the cargo itself and the color of its related applications change. If combined transportation is performed, you can transfer the load of the same order to a different transportation just in one click, with a different route and transport operator. In this case, the costs of both transportations will be taken into account in the calculation of profitability of each application. Then we will have a look at how the accounting of financial resources is done through special management reporting, which makes our program not just accounting, it also helps any manager to carefully analyze your business in different aspects, to find the weak points, to improve them, and to start earning more. Even with no special education, just using our program, you can easily become the best manager. Now let's have a close look at what you can analyze. The first and most important point is financial analysis. Money should be counted, and it should be counted from different angles. Look at how many financial reports we have developed, especially for the manager. Reports are not the same. Each one is a professional tool that may open your eyes to something you haven't even thought about before. First, you view the profitability of each application, taking into account all income and expenses. Then you can determine the most profitable transporting destinations. All debtors will be listed in a separate register. The report on employees demonstrates how well each of your manager works. To identify the most promising clients, you can also use a special report. This analytics will show those who leave more requests and those on whom you earn the most. To earn not only on regular corporate clients, but also on smaller ones, you need to work actively on expanding your client database. Look for the best ways to advertise your company. An indispensable helper in marketing and advertisement is the marketing report. You see from where your clients learn about you, so you don't waste your money on ineffective methods. The basic financial report is residuals. You can control your cash balances in all cash registers and bank accounts. Even if you have a network of branches, you see all your finances in one place. But each branch sees the information only on its own cash desk. In addition to the balances, the total turnovers are also shown here, how much money came and how much was spent. As with all our reports, information can be displayed for any period of time. You can analyze a certain day, week, month, and even a whole year. In addition, all reports are generated with the logo and requisite details of your company. Please note that you can control not only income but also expenses. And each expense will be carried out on a certain financial article, and a separate report will help you to analyze what exactly your money is spent on. The analysis on expenses can even be viewed monthly to see the tendencies. Either everything is smooth and calm, or expenses started to grow. You will see it immediately and stop it if there are no objective reasons for the increase in expenses. Note that apart from the tabular part, we use illustrative charts and graphs, so that you immediately understand the situation just taking a quick look. For example, here the green line indicates the income in the context of each month, and the red line indicates the expenses. Everything is extremely easy and convenient. Well, finally, our modern program calculates your profit for each month of your hard work, which with the use of our program will certainly become easy. You will also have all work with clients under constant control. After all, customers are your source of financial resources. The more carefully you work with them, the more you can earn. First of all, you can mark all completed and planned work for each client. You can give the tasks to any of your employees in the program. And then you can control what is done and how quickly, what has not yet been done, on what day and with whom to contact, which employee has a fast execution of tasks, and who stores his or her tasks and has no time to do anything. Tasks can be marked for a specific client, for a specific request, and even for a single transportation. The list of tasks is presented in the form of links. When you click on the desired one, you immediately move to the desired place in the program. For example, on the client to be contacted with. Our program can remind you in time of those contractors with whom contracts will soon be closed, both for client and transport operator. Quantitative admission and distribution rates can be viewed by each of your employees. If you mark not only the requests which will go to work, but also all the requests from clients, then you will have access to the conversion report. It shows you the percentage of all applicants who eventually make an order. And why exactly the clients refuse to make an order, you will be able to see in a separate analytical report. You can learn from your mistakes and create a more suitable environment for your customers to increase your revenue. An important report is the analysis of the growth of the customer database. The more clients you have, the more you can earn. You need to register even those who just have a question. If they do not buy now, they can be easily upgraded to active clients later, if you work with them properly. The final point of assessment of the efficiency of work with clients is the performance report. Here you can view it sequentially through all the stages where the situation is not that good. First of all, how actively your database is expanded with new clients. If it is slow, work better with advertisement. Secondly, how many new requests are registered by managers. If there are few requests, look at the current purchasing power. It influences the abilities to make orders. Thirdly, how many reminders have managers made to the applicants. If there are few reminders, it means that the managers have a problem. Fourthly, how many orders have gone to work. This is what your direct income is based on. And the last thing, the statistical indicator to be reduced is how many people eventually refuse to place an order. Such analysis in the CRM language is called sales funnel. In addition to performance analysis of the entire organization, you can view the same indicators for each of your managers, since it is quite possible that one of the employees is dragging the whole company to the bottom. And you can find more information on our official website, or contact us by any means convenient for you. Call or write. Find out how we can automate your organization. The USU software, manage your business properly.